Órale, Cholo Trucker Moss movies and shows, and here we got the Iceman. And the Iceman is actually a true story, man, of this character here, Richard Cooley King, you know, whatever. Holmes. I don't know his last name. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. They pronounced it a few times in the in the movie, and even then they were having a hard time. But let me go ahead and tell you guys this. I remember when this movie came out. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It came out, I think, back in like 2012 or something like that. It's been quite a while. But for no reason, I went ahead and just said, hey, you know what? Look, it popped up, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. I haven't seen this movie. So let me go ahead and check it out. I have not heard anybody mention this movie. So I was starting to think that this movie sucks. It's no good. And by the way, the main actor, whose name is Michael Shannon, I think, I've seen him in other things. He was in the movie Pearl Harbor. He was in quite a few things, but I don't think I've ever seen him where he played the main character. So in this movie, he is the main character. And I'm like, I did come out in movie theaters, but I don't know. I didn't really hear anybody mention it. So I just kind of thought, it's one to pass. So I went ahead and watched it on Peacock. Okay. The movie is under 2 hours. It's like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. Let me go ahead and tell you guys this. This is a badass movie. Why nobody has talked about it, even back when it came out, I don't know. I don't know how many people actually went to go see it. I got no idea. Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at 67%. And I'm telling you guys this, BS. This movie is badass, homie. And it's got quite the cast as well. Yes, the main character is this guy right here, but you got Ray Liotta, who plays a really good character. Some pretty famous actors are in this movie that just play small roles, like James Franco, Stephen Dorff, quite a few main characters where I'm like, oh damn, I can't believe he's in it. They're not in it that long, but they're there. And Winona Ryder, who plays his wife, I thought she knocked it out the park, Holmes. But let me tell you guys this, man. This movie is damn good, damn good, especially if you're into mob movies. Okay. So I'll go ahead and tell you guys this. He is a Polish guy. It starts in the 1960s and then it moves over to the 1970s. So he's a Polish guy. He works in the porn industry. He gets caught up in the mob thing because the guys who run the porn, you know, movies back then, as you know, you guys got to think about it, it was back in the 60s, so it was run by the mob. He wasn't really into it, but he got involved, and once the company went down, they're like, hey, look, we need you, but we got to test you and see what you're all about. And because he's Polish, you know, they never really made him as one of their own. It's just, hey, you work for us and that's it, right? It's like you're never going to be really one of the guys. You're just going to be a hired hitman for money. And that is all. You're not going to be hanging around with us. You're not going to be, you know, having a couple of drinks and come to the bar and chill out. Like, you're Polish, homie. You're an outsider, but you do work for us, and you're going to work for us and only for us. So, you know, he's trying to make ends meet. And once this job starts picking up, they realize, like, man, this guy's, he's cold as ice, man. He really, and by the way, he's a real life character. This movie is based on a true story, and always like true stories, right? I'm sure they throw some embellishment in there, but he becomes a cold-blooded killer. Now, it's shown later on in the movie, and I don't want to ruin it too much for you guys, but it's shown later on in the movie why he's like that, the abuse that he went through with his father, and the relationship that he has with his brother, who's incarcerated. His brother, played by Stephen Dorff. and you're like, okay, now we kind of get why he's, why he's willing to kill. And if you guys go into his history, again, I'm not gonna try to pronounce his last name. His real name is Richard Kuklinski or something like that. So, well, I said I wasn't gonna try to pronounce it, and I tried. But it is estimated that he has about 100 kills. I mean, this guy would kill like nothing, like it was just normal to him. And he did an incredible job for many, many years. He did an incredible job not letting his wife or his kids, he had two daughters, or he has two daughters, not letting his family know what he truly does for a living. Like, this guy, man, was so fascinating. Like, wow. When you look at other mob movies, right? It's like the wife to a certain degree knows what the husband is up to. The family to a certain degree maybe knows 100%, or at least has some sort of small idea. Where in this case, they had zero clue. They're like, wow, they were so surprised. It's like, what the flying F? He did an amazing job. And the actor, um, man, I got to give it up to him. This is the first time I have ever seen a movie where he is the main character. The story is great. I never got bored. At the end of the movie, I was extremely surprised on why I had not heard more about this movie. But I got to tell everybody this, man. This is a damn good movie. Now, when it comes to mob movies, usually what I hear in general, what I hear is that everybody's favorite movie is either Goodfellas or The Godfather 1 or 2. Those aren't my favorite, but nonetheless, I'm not going to put this one as one of the top dogs. Okay. I don't want to exaggerate and oversell it and say this is going to be your new favorite one. No, no, I don't think it is. But it's definitely worth watching. For damn sure, it's definitely worth watching. So I gotta give it up to this movie, man. I was blown away. I was really not expecting to see what I saw, and I'm like, wow, how come people are not mentioning this movie more when we talk about mob movies? This is a damn good movie. I'm glad I watched it. Um, I was hoping that movie, honestly, there's movies that are a lot longer where I'm like, you should have shortened up that movie. This one, I really wish they would have actually extended it into more detail. But nonetheless, man, I highly appreciate this movie. Everybody in there, Ray Liotta, Winona Ryder, everybody did a great job. I like this movie. Highly, highly recommend The Iceman. Cholo Trucker, M.A.S. Movies and Shows. I'll catch you guys on next one.